how do you tie a financial goal to enjoy life, have more work-life balance? Is that just a matter of getting lifestyle as down as low as possible? If we can live off of $2,000 a month, then we can have all the work-life balance we want? Or what's the financial connection there to being able to do that?
I think it's a good question, right? Because I think it brings up like, what is your, like down the road, like where do you want to be?
Yeah. What's your why?
And so for me, like at this point, I want to save so I can actually have financial independence. Like I don't care about the retire early part. I just want financial independence like within 15 years. But at the same time, I want to have the opportunity to guarantee setting aside this amount of money aside, but then spend freely, do things freely. Meaning, we're trying to plan a trip to Europe this year for 3 weeks, which I already have the vacation set. So now we're just figuring out what we want to do.
Yeah.
And so like, that's like really step 2 for us is like family time, work-life balance, and then like really traveling. We want to start traveling.
I love it.
And so I think creating the avenues to do that and like, that's what we haven't done this before. So like this is a new thing for us is like, how do we create like securement with finances from what I'm making to put it towards trips, to put it towards our goals. Yeah.
Do you have a number, like you said, financial independence in 15 years? Have you defined what that is? Like what is financial independence for you guys? Do you know the answer?
I mean, I'm like roughly shooting for like 200,000 of income annually.
200,000 of income.
So roughly 5 million.
Got it.
Well, but like obviously I'm open to be educated. That's
that's pretty
awesome.
standard. I think most people, because you hear all the time, a million's not what it used to be. Well, I say, well, what do you think? If I push people on what are you really looking for, it usually falls into that 3 to 5 million. So I think you're in solid ground there of what people consider financially comfortable. Also, Margot, you said something. You talked about that you had some health struggles yourself, and in my brain, I immediately was like, I always like to share with people, money's just a tool, and it sounds like you had some clarity from trauma yourself, so. And that's what I always tell people, health is wealth too. And it's better to kind of get that education, especially with life education, especially with your son, and you get this clarity. So I just can sense that you have some peace about the fact that the money doesn't matter as much now that you get to spend the time and do these things.
Yeah. And I'm lucky I enjoy the work I do, so I don't I'm happy to keep working. I want to be able to, for me, I think there's a balance between setting us up for financial independence, which I know is really important to him.
Right.
But also living our lives now in a way that is comfortable and is in line. I am not on board. I'm not on the live $2,000 a month or whatever it is.
That's not the idea of financial independence. Getting that.
We're not sacrifice everything now so that we can live it up later. We're how can we live it up now and
later
be comfortable later?
I love it.
How do you feel about that, though, Chuck? Because I mean, I get the feeling that you're more of a scarcity embracer.
Yeah.
And it sounds like y'all live around family, and you're doing things. Do you feel like sometimes that y'all are doing too much or trying to keep up with the Joneses? How do you feel about all this?
So I think when we initially moved to the East Coast, yes, keep up the Joneses is real, and for sure, and we've definitely caught up with parts of the Joneses.
But also when you move somewhere, right, there are tons of costs of moving. Of course. It's just an expensive time, and we moved from a place that was less expensive to a place that's more expensive. So that doesn't help.
But, I mean, overall, I've kind of loosened the purse strings as long as I'm meeting that, 30% gross income investment is what our goal is.
Okay.
And so if we meet that, I don't care. I'll be honest, I don't care where the money goes. And if it just all of a sudden disappears,
That's the beautiful part about pay yourself first. Is that you give yourself the freedom to spend after you've done all your saving. I think that sounds
Are
great.
you a pain spender? I mean, maybe I'll ask this of Margot. Do you find that he's tight? Do you feel like he's tight? Or is he really letting go of the purse strings like he just said?
I think...
don't worry. I mean, we can tell he's a great guy.
Offend me.
Yeah, no. Oh, no, I'm not worried about it.
But we're trying to help him.
I'm not worried about offending him. I'm trying to think of how to capture him in words. He agonizes over every purchase. So at the end of the day, he will buy the thing or get the thing. And usually
Takes a
it's
long
like
time.
what he said. I'll be like, buy it. But the like inner turmoil that he experiences for every decision. And it can be something that's like, you know, not that $150 is trivial, but like, it's not like a major,
amount.
yeah, it's not a life-changing amount. And he just agonizes. I don't know if that answers your question.
That helps. That's what we talk about, majoring in the minor sometimes. Look, forever I said I was a tightwad. But I got to a point in my life where I was like, this isn't healthy, you know, and also I started feeling guilty that this was part of my persona. And then once I started loosening up because the money was starting to work longer. Now, look, we're going to get in a minute that you are still at the beginning. So I don't want you to feel like you can loosen this too much.
Yeah.
But I do want to give y'all permission is that once you do the things that are on the financial priority checklist, it should also give you permission to enjoy your money because it's back to money's only a tool. And that's why I love creating a financial plan or a system that lets you know you're checking the box, but then you can free your mind to say, look, I'm doing everything to reach these goals, but I also know that there's going to reach a point where I can't take it with me. So we've got to balance so we don't have regrets about that. Did we live our 20s, our 30s the best possible way so we don't have regrets when we're in our 50s and 60s and we can't even do as much as we thought?
Yeah.